as I bring in Grace Stetler now. And Grace, an epic matchup between these two back in February. Now for all the marbles in the ACC.
Well, Dan, 826 hours separate the last time that these two teams faced each other, and it was an offensive showcase. Like you said, 89-83, your final score, with NC State taking that impressive win at home and doing it with a lot of grit. They overcame a 13-point deficit. The Wolfpack outscored the Blue Devils 57-40 in the second half and shot an outstanding 61% from the field. James, the Virginia Beach native, led the way with 36 points with 27, yes, Dan, 27 in the second 20. But the Blue Devils are a team who can put up a fight and can't be overlooked. Jackson and Mayer combined for 44 points and were the key in the ignition for Duke. Duke trailed in the first quarter, being outscored 24-17, but had a dominant second quarter, putting up 26 of their own and limiting NC State to only 8 points. They're a defensive threat to anyone in front of them, but both teams are looking to write the next chapter of their stories today and end it with a tournament W. Well, I mean, they're a defensive team. They're full of defensive intensity. You watched the game against Notre Dame yesterday, and they created chaos. That's what they're so good at. You got to do that, though, against a team like NC State today that is just so excellent at moving the ball around and being hectic offensively. Well, already a lot of back and forth action, right? You can see the ball movement is very much increased right now, but the defense is coming quicker. What a great kind of stance there by James, just to step in, right? Not move too much, plant her feet, and expect the offense to come. That's just proper moves.
Grace, if you're Duke, this is the last thing you wanted start-wise.
Well, the issue's already been their turnovers. Already got 2 turnovers. NC State's already profited, gotten 5 points. That's 5 of their 7 off of a couple mishaps from Duke. You got to be able to limit those if you want to catch up. We were saying it's a track meet with NC State. You can't chase them. It's not possible. Such a beautiful move by Okonawa to paint it. She kind of hugs the right side of the lane, goes to the glass, but is not just going for the foul, is going for the 2, and is able to really just lean into it, get the bump to send her to the charity stripe.
Side of the iron, no good, and will go out of bounds. So after back-to-back threes that kind of gave them a little bit of separation, NC State now looking a little bit defense.
Yeah, they're trying to, I think, spread it out a little bit, which is an excellent job, but the presence of Fournier coming in is huge. She's like the 6th player on the team. She's always there on the court. What NC State has been doing better is taking selective shots. 8 for 15 from the floor. Duke 4 for 15. They're struggling getting those shots up because they're being forced, right? They're not really intentional shots. Rather, they're just, well, we got to take it. The shot clock's running out. Well, that's been the biggest thing, as we talked previously about how transition offense to defense, you have to have better defense to turn into great offense. That's what you need in a game like this, to be able to keep it smooth, but to hang around with a team in NC State that just moves too fast. Yeah, and that one a little too much body, right? Leaned into it. Look, she's a hard person to be able to defend, but you got to take a step back, not play it so tight. Well, Kara Lawson was saying, don't bounce pass it, chest pass it to her, and then she wouldn't have had to switch from right to left. Well, while we have the second, in the second quarter when they played each other last time, check this, 26 points for Duke, 8 for NC State. So the second quarter is tending to be where they come alive. They've held on. They keep pushing back. They got that second punch. You got to be able, though, in this last 43 seconds, no fouls, no turnovers off points. You got to be able to push this one a little bit further.
And no good. A good end to the first half if you're the Duke Blue Devils.
That's exactly how you wanted to end. All right, you give up 2 free points. Let's go take a 3, making an immediate impact in Jordan Wood. That's somebody that you want to come off the bench, a 6th man right there. Excellent job by Duke.
Out of bounds. A shot attempt by Jaden Donovan.
A powerful kind of interaction there from Okonawa, just to be able to be there and be present. I mean, great job to just confuse them. I think right now the word to describe the NC State offense is confused.
Game, 3 minutes, 57 seconds to go in the third quarter, and Duke has come out strong in the second half, taking a 44-42 lead. Using that fast play, and NC State, it's almost like they're confused by it a little bit.
Well, they're playing at the pace of Duke right now, and that's been the thing. But credit to Duke. You take a look down the stat line, 20 points from their bench, which means they are incorporating every single player who is stepping foot onto the floor. Just looking for an answer. I think the biggest thing right now is one shot can really kind of seal that, right? One shot can get them back on the pace that they were in for the entire first half, but the problem is it's not like the 5 Duke starters are the ones who are getting the points. We mentioned it, but to add to it, 26 points now from the bench. So you really can't keep your eye on one person because the points are so varied right now for the Duke Blue Devils.
Their team wanting to miss.
Well, I mean, it is March, so it's time for some madness, but this is just incredible. Back and forth we go, Dan. She's just such a smart player, not to put the ball back on the ground, but to just go up for it and take the shot. What a great play there by Jackson. Well, if you're tuning in, let me just update you. This is not the same Duke team that we saw in the first half. It is a completely different team. 24 points in the paint, 13 points off the second chance efforts. What they're doing so well is they're following the missed shots. Okay, this is a forced shot. I'm going to be there to get the rebound. No dribble, put it up. There's two easy ones. That's exactly what they've been able to secure, and they've done an excellent job of that. Yeah, I think that this has been something that, again, if you looked at the first half and you were listening, it was a different team. It was a team that was trying to play to the speed of NC State. Whatever they did in the locker room at halftime clearly worked, because when they came out, they were making NC State play at their pace, and they couldn't keep up. That was the issue for NC State the entire second half. They just completely trailed Duke, and right now they've got to be proud in the Blue Devils and Kara Lawson of what they were able to put together in the second 20.
In the first time since 2013, the ACC Women's Basketball Championship is returning to Durham. The Duke Blue Devils defeating the NC State Wolfpack 76-62 to claim the crown.
Dan, they are a team of hustle, heart, and they brought the heat. They did an excellent job today of completely rewriting the game. They kind of continued with it. They pushed it through, and you got to give them all the credit in the world, and you got to give Kara Lawson all the credit in the world for rallying a team that for a while felt like they were completely struggling.